right. From scary work foes to the customer who knows.
Hello!
Welcome, children.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Gather around,
back.
Gather around, y'all. I'm Gary
I'm Gina, and
this-
welcome back to another episode.
of Need Not Apply.
We're thrilled to have you.
Yes, we are. You
So-
know, I've discussed that I'm going into the office more often now, double the time.
Unfortunately.
I just, after a while, you realize you don't have enough clothes to sustain switching it up.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah, because one person at work wore the same shirt like the next week,
And they beat him up.
and some girl was like, "Didn't you wear that shirt last?"
What a...
I mean, they're pretty close, so I mean, it was funny.
She was probably negging him.
But I mean, people notice.
Now you're
I guess.
self-conscious of that.
I guess people notice. Yeah,
Well,
I
it's not like
am.
you're on alternate days with people, so you can't really plan it out to like, okay, they're not working this day. I can wear this shirt
Yeah.
twice this week.
And it's not like I keep a list of what I wore.
Oh.
I like look at it and like, did I wear this last week? Did I wear this 2
Smells
days
like-
ago?
It smells like Chanel Allure.
Yeah,
What day did I wear that?
it's hard, you know.
It is, I know.
You spend more money when you go in more often
Well, yeah, and I mean,
on clothes.
I have to work. I guess I don't have to wear black anymore all the time to work, but I often wear black because it's just what I have collected in a mass over the past 10 plus years. I've been actually probably 20 years in retail. So it's just kind of easier to have black, but then I don't know, maybe it's even a little bit harder because you're like, wait, this black shirt looks familiar. 'Cause They
Yeah.
all look familiar.
But at least black you kind of get away with because it all like kind of meshes together.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I have probably 6 pairs, slightly different variations of the same pants because I like the style of pant. They're comfy. They're easy when you're in between sizes too. So I feel like you're going down or up, like they're kind of stretchy, but they're not leggings. Like they're more substantial. So I have a ton of those, but like if anyone was really paying a lot of attention, be like, wow, you wore the same pants 3 days in a row, but it's really just 3 of the same pants.
Yeah. I'll be like, why don't you buy me a new pair of pants then?
Yeah,
if you're
right.
so worried
Give
about
me
it.
an allowance. I mean, people that work up in like the clothing area, they get like clothing allowances, or like that's part of their gratis, I suppose.
Wait, do they get less per paycheck because they're getting
No,
clothes
I think it's
bought
like
for
part
them?
of them working there. Their pay structure is different in other departments. Some people are commission versus draw. Some people work, I guess, strictly commission, like handbags, jewelry that are like high ticket items,
Right.
which is tough when it's slow because then everyone's at each other's throat trying to get a sale because that's the only way you're making money.
That makes sense. You know, I envy Doug Funny, who had a closet full of the same vest. It was like all green vest. And,
Green
you
vest,
know, if you wear
yeah.
the same thing every day, then you really
Can't
don't
call
get...
you out. They just expect it.
I have multiple copies of like the same, like this shirt
This
I'm wearing
shirt.
right now.
He's like, should I
have
wear this
two.
one or this one?
I
I'm
have
like,
two
okay,
of
Mr.
these.
Rogers.
It's like a V-neck. It's a cheap V-neck from Target, but I like
Yeah.
the color.
Of course. I mean, you get use out of it. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
And I like the taste. So
I mean, you're probably sterile and you like the taste.
Another dodgeball reference. Didn't we do that last?
We probably
But
did.
you didn't know
Yeah,
what
we
I
were
was
talking about
talking
Hanka's
about?
area. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
So what else?
I
What's
did
going on
my
with
hair
you?
differently this time. Not sure about
You
it.
did a little
It's
bit to the
off
side.
to the.
Me too. I
Left.
braided it.
Does this look better? Do you think?
That's up to you. I think it looks good no matter what
Do
you
I
do.
look like a corporatist?
I told Gary he could learn how to blow dry his hair if he really wants to, because it's not going to take him that
Oh,
long.
I put.
Me, it takes like 45 minutes.
So we have a dehumidifier and it blows the air up. So
So he just
dry
stands
my
over
hair. I do sometimes. This time I did. It has more volume, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it was blowing it straight up.
I don't think it looks bad.
No, it definitely doesn't look
I'm
bad.
not
I
sure
didn't
if it
say
looks
that.
better though. Maybe just different.
Different. And you said you're due for a haircut, so we got to do that soon, I guess.
Yeah, I have this
Next
thing.
weekend, maybe.
Yeah, tomorrow we have this happy hour that is for like things that you're voluntold to do.
Yeah, I
So-
love that.
I shaved.
I had like a
I got
panic
a
attack
plan.
moment because we went to my parents yesterday and I lost my ring and my engagement ring and my wedding band.
Purposefully.
Oh, totally. I specifically remember putting them in a pocket when I was putting sunscreen on when we were sitting outside. But I also used the upstairs bathroom at one point and I told my mom to look for it. She couldn't find it. I somehow decided to mention it to my sister and she's like, oh yeah, my husband and my son saw that in the upstairs bathroom. I'm like, okay, so no one decided to tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't really lost my ring, but there was a
Never.
time where I could not find it for the life
I
of me.
remember that. Where did
And
you end up finding it?
I was not freaking out, but I get kind of like anxious about
Stress.
it and look at literally everywhere, and I don't stop looking until I find it. It was we had this honey jar, not jar. It was an container
Mm-hmm.
that Gina uses in her wherever you use it
Tea.
in your tea, and Gina put it on top of there.
No, I didn't.
Well, I must have when I was washing the
Yeah.
dishes, and it's not a place where I usually
And
put
it probably has a black lid, and your
Yeah.
ring is black.
So I mean, the good part is I looked under the couch, so I cleaned under there. I'm like, okay, I can't find it, but this needs to be vacuumed. You
yeah,
know?
called attention to other
So
issues.
there's some positives that came out of it.
I mean, I noticed because I was driving and my hand caught the light, and I was like, hold on a second, where the hell's my ring? And I mean, I feel like I've been fussing with my rings more and more because I lost a little bit of weight over the last year, and now they don't fit properly, so I'm always kind of fidgeting with them. And then sometimes when you wet your hands, it makes it even more slippery. So I usually will take it off, wipe my finger down, put the ring back on. But I don't know, I must have gotten distracted by something and just like left it on the counter. But I never do that.
Good problem to have.
I
That you're
guess.
skinnier and doesn't fit the same.
Yeah, but it's also expensive problem to have because having your rings resized sucks. Like
Well,
if you
you
want to get
know.
it done like not the half-ass way where they put like the little ball of metal.
Yeah. I
Then
mean, having a
that's
20
ugly.
carat diamond ring is hard to, it's
First world
scary when you-
problems.
20 carats, right?
I don't know.
It's not 20 carats. It's not
Isn't it
even
18?
carats. It's
18 carat.
Oh, gold. I'm
Gold,
talking
yeah.
about the weight of the diamond.
Yeah, no, it's not 20 carats. My hand could not
It's a
handle that, especially not
sapphire.
today because I hurt myself
It's
somehow.
a sapphire, and it's not even. I don't know. It's 1 carat maybe.
It's almost 2 carats.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Australian party
Oh,
sapphire.
My favorite. Some lady asked me the other day.
Party!
Everyone always thinks it's a black diamond because when I'm at work, it catches the light differently and looks a little bit darker.
I like
And she's
black
like, "Oh,
diamonds.
what is that ring?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a sapphire." Oh, really? And I was like, "Yeah, Australian party sapphire." Because I was like a super nerd when I was looking at engagement rings. We've been together for 17 years, so I started sending him rings year 1. So like, I think I
Yeah.
got a little bit I saw a little too much, and I got really into gemstones at one point, and I kind of fell in love with this type of stone because it has multiple colors in it, depending on like the lighting and like depending on the stone, it can be more blue, more green, a little bit of both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like colored gemstones. The regular diamonds, they're kind of no frills, and
They're sparkly, which
They're
is
nice,
fun,
but-
and they go with a lot, which is like one thing I've kind of seen the benefit of. Like sometimes I'll do my nails and I'll be like, "This looks really weird with my ring."
but the
which-
market for colored diamonds are going up higher,
More
way
and
higher
more.
than regular diamonds.
Yeah,
so
who
it's-
recently got engaged that had like a colored diamond? I don't know.
Yeah, I forget.
It'll come to me
It
later.
It was like when Beyonce got a colored gem, and everyone wanted that.
You're thinking of J-Lo.
Didn't Beyonce have one
She
too?
might, but I think J-Lo was the one with the
Maybe.
yellow.
But
the
yes,
canary
yellow
diamond.
diamonds and stuff are going up in value. So if you're gonna get a diamond, go
Make
for
sure
that.
it looks like piss.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Just
like
kidding. To each their own.
I
right?
like the black diamonds, even though
Yeah.
they're look, all diamonds are worthless because there's so many of it, but it's just a few companies own the
Well,
mines.
I mean, and try to
Supply
get
and
like
demand.
you don't necessarily want blood diamonds either. And people are some people are weirdly opposed to lab diamonds, even
Oh.
though they're so much more affordable and you can get much bigger stone for the cost. They're like, "Oh, that's not real."
Yeah, it's not like I got my like little whatever the tool is the jewelers we
And
use. And
mine-
oh, this isn't real.
But it is,
Shelby, get out of here.
Shelby.
I don't know, the woman in my fever dream.
Nobody.
So what
Anyway.
else is new? We went to your parents' house.
Yeah, we went to my parents. We got to see my sister and her kids, who I haven't seen since November,
Mhm.
because they're all like, my nephew's a senior. The other two were in college or done with college. Well, not both of them, but one of them's almost done with college. So I don't get to see them very often because this is that time of life where they don't really want to spend with their family.
Yeah.
At least not me. But we'll see.
Got into interesting conversations too, right?
I guess.
We started talking about streaming, and I don't usually talk unless I have something to say. So I steer the conversation because they are very surprised people make money off of it. One of your cousins does
Yeah,
streaming,
one of my cousins is like into video games, and he has done streaming for a long time.
and he makes money,
and he makes money on it.
unlike me.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Yeah, people make millions of dollars. Some of those streamers sell their farts in jars. And
Yeah,
they're
that
like,
opened
"What?"
a really weird conversation.
And
for
then we
us.
got into the bathwater that they sold as well.
Yep. Pictures of feet. I was really hoping that conversation would not have gone on as long as it did.
It's interesting
Because I don't think they were really understanding that it was like fetishized and that it was more sexual than anything else.
Yeah, people are
And I
weird.
don't really want to talk about any of that with my family.
I know, it's like farts in jars. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're like, why would anyone want want to smell someone else's fart. I'm like,
Exactly.
It's clearly some kind of sexual satisfaction
It's
thing.
like,
And I don't really want to explain that to you,
where do you
Mom.
buy this stuff? Like, what's this website? Like, exactly. Just so I could be repulsed when I search it and buy it.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Gina,
Just so I can buy it and shame the
hey,
person.
Gina, get a load of this. Just makes a noise of a fart when you open it.
Gross.
But
I
perfume
mean,
in
to each
here.
their own, girls. If you're getting, I mean, it's not all girls, but yeah, you get your bag however you can these days. You got to do what you can do.
Yeah, I'm good for them.
Absolutely.
There's a demand, and one of the women who do hot tub streams. I think they do more than that. They talk and stuff. But
Hopefully she talks a little bit.
She makes so much money that she has like 2 7-Elevens, a gas station. Like she is,
and she's making money off of those.
She's
too,
smart because she got into real estate. She's not a dumb person. She just knows there's a demand. There's
a market for that.
Not weird.
I mean,
people
even just
out
selling
there.
pictures of your feet, even if you have gnarly feet, like people still like that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Stay tuned.
Please don't.
Follow me at footygary.com.
Footygary on OnlyFans.com. Ew, that's probably a thing. We are not advertising for them.
$1,000 to play footsies with me for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Don't watch out. I kick.
I don't really have
That
anything to
reminds
say
me
right
of
now.
that. I don't know why, but it reminds me of that Instagram video you sent me of the person that was walking around the costume and it was just legs and a table.
Oh
like
yeah,
a
that was
Comic-Con
yesterday.
or something. And then the woman that was walking with the
It was
table
like, oh
legs.
look, they're real legs.
Yeah, touch them to this guy. He's like, you want top or bottom? He's like, wherever,
He's like, wherever you want.
So he grabs the calf and like squeezes it and it goes a little weird on it. And then all of a sudden the box the torso's in opens and it's a guy in stockings and
he
stuff.
looks like he's gonna puke.
Well, first the guy's like measuring it up and trying to like figure out what just happened. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh.
Let me burn my hand now because I touched a man.
I mean, the
Dear
man,
God.
the man had nice legs.
Yeah, good for him.
honestly.
But also, like, come on, are we really that emasculated by such a
Yeah.
stupid
Well,
thing?
that guy was. I
grow a
would
pair.
probably laugh, be like,
Of course,
you got me.
Who cares? Like, but also, I would never want to grope a woman's
No,
leg.
I'd be
but
like,
that's the difference between me and a scumbag.
I'd probably be like, I believe you. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Keep doing that cardio, kid. I mean, I guess I kind of missed my segue, but I read something kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of these, I guess not a lot of these, but L'Oreal specifically is partnering with OnlyFans creators with their makeup products. I guess to drive home that it really does stay all night.
Interesting. Yeah, but OnlyFans isn't just.
I mean, the girl that they're partnering with
okay.
has that kind of OnlyFans.
I was gonna say it could have been anything.
Yeah.
People do everything on OnlyFans.
And I mean, there's a market for everything. And I guess what I was reading, hold on, let me like bring up my little notes.
I wonder if a lot of women watch enough to market. I guess so, right? They have the numbers to make that decision.
Yeah, so they hire an OnlyFans star, Ari Kitsia, I don't know, to promote teen popular makeup line.
What does she do if there's teens watching?
I don't think I think she's on TikTok and maybe that's where the teens are following her because you have to pay for OnlyFans now.
I think OnlyFans
and you
is
have to be of a
18
certain
plus.
age. Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if that's the kind of content you're creating. So part of the growing trend of brands working with adult content creators for authenticity and loyal followings.
Okay. I mean, I'm
I'm curious. Critics are pushing back concerning that it could glamorize the porn industry and blur boundaries for underage audiences. But it's also reflecting a shift in influencer marketing towards unconventional high engagement platforms. And those are the types of platforms that people aren't just lurking on.
Look, honestly, as a business, it would be stupid not to branch out to. You're missing millions.
You just have
people.
to be careful because then if you start doing that, then the alt-right will get on your case and cancel your company.
I don't know. I mean, if you're like
even though they're fine with indulging in it themselves.
This company is not small, but if you're a smaller company, that might be beneficial for like have an outrage.
Yeah, because it's going to get your name in the news for a different reason.
Because, like, this is kind of disgusting, but the WNBA has been having a problem where people are throwing dildos on the court. Yeah. And I was like, why? Like, because I read in a CNN article that this is a trend. I was like, how did this start? So I was reading it, and it turns out it's connected to a meme coin, which is a cryptocurrency that has no use. It's just like a meme coin, like Doge, something like that. And I was like, well, that just got me to look up this meme coin, and I bet you there's people buying it now just because of these news stories. So
I mean, but how do these poor WNBA players feel about that?
No, yeah, it makes a joke of like what their job and stuff because one of them got hit by one, so it's like assault. Yeah, they got arrested, these people.
Good.
But I mean,
it's also kind of giving crypto bros the name that they already have.
Yeah, but they don't care. They just want to make money, and the coin went up.
And they're getting what
the
they
coin
want.
went up. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think there's many values or morals anymore.
There
for a lot
aren't.
of
We're living
people.
in bedlam.
But you just gotta continue on being a good person. And hopefully,
Yeah, be true
pay
to
stuff
yourself.
forward
Unless you're a scumbag, then don't be true to yourself.
just a weird timeline we're living in,
Yeah, I wish we could tap into one of the alternate timelines.
and not just any dildos; they're just green dildos.
Yeah, what is it, like the Hulk?
I don't know.
Shrek?
Well, the name of it is green dildos.
Wow, how creative.
Well, on to better news. One Piece Pirate.
When?
They got renewed for
Oh.
season 3.
We haven't seen season 2 yet.
I
Isn't that supposed to
know,
be September?
But this is Netflix we're talking about. How many shows get renewed other than Love Island get renewed for
That's
more
not a
than 2
Netflix
seasons?
show, but
well,
yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? The type of shows that get renewed on.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, not even Wednesday. Speaking of, caught the new first half of the season. Not so sure how I feel about it. I mean, I still like the universe and enjoy it.
The aesthetic's awesome. I
Yeah,
like-
but they brought too many like side characters that are taking up too much of the show that you're now no longer. It's like no longer Wednesday. It's like the
Yeah.
Addams Family.
it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's like
We don't need Steve Buscemi and whomever else. I don't mind Joanna Lumley, but she's been pretty minor so far. But like now, Catherine Zeta-Jones, who botched her face, has been kind of taking over most of the series. We've seen Wednesday every couple episodes.
Yeah, it's like you come for Wednesday. You're not there for the if you want to do like of the universe, you could have
Yeah.
spin-offs.
Well, I'm sure they'll do a Pugsley after this, even though that kid's creepy as shit.
I don't really like him.
No, he's not a likable character.
Okay, if there was a spin-off, who would you prefer? Who would
Probably
you want?
Fester, because he's kind of funny.
Yeah,
at
Fester's
least.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
What's
know if
his
I can
name?
look
The
at Catherine
actor's
Zeta
name?
anymore.
Or-
That's Fred
Emerson.
Armisen. Sorry. Yeah, Fred Armisen.
That's right. Yeah,
He's funny.
I'd probably watch that.
Yeah.
Not really many other people.
I mean, they could probably dive a little bit into like Enid's werewolf thing, but you'd have to be like on her character and she could be a little much.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll
Um,
have another Addams Family movie, like of the family.
I could see that, but I don't know. At this point, I feel like it would be a little bit
They had-
exhaustive, especially if they're not going to be doing the TV series anymore.
But didn't they have an animated movie, Addams Family? I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, when?
Within
Not
the last 10
recently.
years.
Yeah, yeah. They did, definitely.
It was around the time when that Transylvania
Hotel
part.
Transylvania.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
there's multiple of that one.
Yeah,
I
there's like
never
at least
saw it.
3 of those. We saw the first one.
Did we?
It's a long time ago, though.
All right.
Probably
well,
when my
yeah,
nephew and
so they
nieces were
did.
very young.
And I don't really like what's his name, the dad, Gomez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that
I
actor's
like
name
the
is.
actor. It's
Yeah,
just
he's
he
a good actor.
doesn't
He just
seem to
didn't
fit the role.
Well cast.
I think
mean,
it's because we're used to the movies, and he was very suave and
yeah, he had a little more
romantic.
charisma, and like, no offense to this guy, but he's not attractive. Not that everybody needs to be attractive, but Gomez had like a specific je ne sais quoi.
yeah, exactly.
Like he was always trying to seduce Morticia.
Mhm.
This guy, I can't imagine seducing anyone.
I mean, he tries, but
he tries.
I just can't see it.
Yeah, and we rewatched the first season before we watched the second season, so I was just commenting on how gorgeous Catherine Zeta-Jones was, and then this season she came with like a whole new face.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
not
kind of
pretty.
sad, but whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously to each their own, but like she had a facelift and it was not well done. She should have gotten the Lindsay Lohan treatment because that's chef's kiss.
Was she? She wasn't the one in Zorro, right?
She was.
Oh, was she?
Mhm.
Oh man, it's a
Yeah.
sad day.
Yeah. Well, they also changed the makeup thing. Like they're trying to make her eyes look bigger. She's always had, I feel like she's always been known for having like a hooded eye.
Mm.
So I don't know why you would completely change someone's look entirely like that. Like
Maybe to
putting white
make her-
eyeliner to make her eye look bigger.
Maybe like you said, to make her look more like the original. What's her name?
Angelica Houston. Yeah. I kind of thought she was going to show up as like the grandmother, but
That would have
she's
been
still
nice.
alive. She's still alive,
I think
right?
she's still alive. We saw
Yeah.
her in didn't we see her in a show? Broadway show?
Nope.
Who was that?
That was, who was that? That
Oh.
was Addams Family Musical, by
okay.
the way.
Yeah, who
And
was
that
the mom?
was, what is her name? BB Newirth.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. She's still alive.
And
Okay,
Nathan
good.
Lane.
And Nathan Lane.
boy.
That's why I got it to begin with, because we
He's-
love Nathan Lane.
He's just a guy from
So
the
what else? Do
birdcage.
you have any other good stories for us, Gar?
Oh yeah, we should get into some of the news, right?
Yeah, probably.
Start from the beginning. So you ever have your mind just go totally blank? Like when you're at work, you just go blank. You
When you're
can't think
trying
of
to think
anything.
of something,
Yeah.
I've had that happen many times.
And you're like, oh my goodness, like my brain just shut off.
There's something
So-
wrong with me. Am I having a stroke?
Yeah, like you're still awake, but you're kind of also asleep.
Yeah.
It's not a daydream, not a distraction, just a true mental blank. So neuroscientists now consider it a distinct state of consciousness, challenging the assumption that the brain is always generating thoughts. So these researchers, they employed two brain scanning techniques. And what they found was during these blank moments, it resembles patterns seen in deep sleep, despite the person being awake. The state is linked to low arousal, meaning reduced alertness and responsiveness to external stimuli. Now, why is this important? So studying this, you're blanking, it could help us understand consciousness, how it works, and how the brain transitions between different mental states. It suggests that the brain can enter a sort of offline mode even while awake, which may be important for mental rest or resetting cognitive processes.
Well, yeah, if you can tap into that and you're like, okay, I just need 10 minutes to not think. Some people do not have that luxury. You are one of those people.
Me,
You
yeah.
never turn your brain off.
I don't remember last time my mind went totally blank. It would be nice.
Yeah, I typically would need like a couple of drinks or something to get me to that kind of state, or like a particularly hard day, and then I kind of just zone out. I mean, I have an easier time with it than you do, but
Yeah, but you're still thinking. You're on, even if you're on TikTok,
or you're
whatever.
dwelling on something one decision, which is a
Yeah.
whole different type of
Yeah.
thinking. That's the more
Oh,
obsessive.
that's anxiety.
Yeah.
What about you? You have anything for us?
Yeah, I got some stuff for us. So what do we
Nice.
want? An
I'm
animal
excited.
story? Or do we want a robot story?
How about we do the animal story at the end because I got some
Okay.
for as my distraction.
So I read this morning that China's world's first humanoid robot mall just opened in Beijing. So in the E-Town district, it was modeled after like a car dealership, a sales service, spare parts kind of thing, I guess,
Wow.
and surveys. I don't know. They have over 100 plus robot types from 40 Chinese brands. They range from 2,000 yuan, which is $278, to
Pretty cheap.
multi-million yuan for the humanoids. A special item, they have a specialty life-size Einstein robot that's $97K. They have interactive robots that can play chess, soccer, dance, or portray historical figures. I feel like that would be cool in a coaching aspect, although that could also present some problems if the parent's like obsessed with their kid being good at a sport.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
Beat it until my kid is good at this sport.
Wow. It also includes a robot-run restaurant with robot chefs and wait staff, which is going to be funny
Pretty
because it ties
cool.
into our episode this week.
I think Japan has some sorts of robots in their restaurants, like
Yeah,
at least
well,
servers and order people.
Well, there's
things you
there's a
order
town
from.
in our town. There's an Indian restaurant
that's
that
right.
has a robot server.
That's right.
It's
It
really
wasn't-
weird.
Yeah, you can't order
I mean,
from
it's
it.
a
or
huge
anything.
restaurant, and there's not a lot of people in there often. The food is very good, but I went in there. I'm like, what the hell is that? I was like, oh, that's their server.
Yep, it was very
I think it's like you
jarring.
go over and you maybe type into the screen like what you
Mhm.
want, and then
And this has been there for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So they were ahead of the curve. I
who
guess.
knows how good this thing is?
Yeah,
Or
we
maybe
haven't
it's
eat-
just like a coat rack now.
We've just ordered from there.
we haven't
really
eaten.
ate there.
Well, I mean, the one time I went in there, there was some lady with her shoes off, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't really love
Very
that.
authentic.
Yes.
So,
what about you?
Tied to this, I was reading about this robot craze in Japan. It's kind of like a Furby, as I read it, but
Much
it's
cuter than a
yeah,
Furby.
it looks kind of like what would you say?
A
Guinea
rabbit
pig
without ears?
Yeah,
A guinea
maybe
pig?
guinea pig and an
a
owl.
bird without
eyes.
wings?
Yeah, like that. And it's basically a pet, like to replace your actual living pet.
And it looks really soft.
It does, and it has different personalities, and depending on its upbringing, the personality changes.
I feel like I could get down with trying one of these as long as it doesn't scream like the Furby does.
And guess how much it is?
$100?
$400. That's not bad.
That's a lot, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't spend that much money on
But then you could get add-on services, including a so-called salon that washes and cleans the robot's fur. What do you think of that?
That's like the American Girl doll store.
It's gaining
Damn.
momentum, but their idea of momentum is 7,000 units.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot. But
No. I mean, but that's something.
so
That's a Kickstarter.
yeah, it demonstrates over 4 million distinctive personality traits, recognizing the person who talks to it frequently as its owner, gradually learns what the owner likes based on interactions such as petting and cuddling.
I mean, you mean the cat
Sounds-
won't run away from me when I'm trying to hold it and kiss it?
It sounds like Furby. I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie.
but, I mean, it depends on the noises. I would like to see a video of what the interactions are like, because if it makes the annoying noises the Furby makes, it would have ended up buried under a cover in my closet too.
Well, I remember when I got the Furby, it was like it could learn all like English and stuff if you talked. It never learned anything. It was like,
And then I literally had to shove it in the back of my closet because I'm like, it won't shut up.
When
I
I was-
don't have a screwdriver.
I know it became annoying after a while, and my dad used to turn it like we had the TV room on the upstairs when I was growing up. So when I was watching TV, we had it in like how people used to have this whole cabinet for their TV.
Yeah.
It was in the cabinet door, and he used to run up, open the door, and turn it upside down so it woke up and ran downstairs while it was talking.
He would tell
while I
you
was
he was
trying to watch
possessed
TV.
then.
He was just trying to annoy us,
Oh.
and it worked.
I thought he did it like unknowingly, and you'd be like, why the hell is the Furby making noise?
No, I mean we saw him do it in front of us. He would just do
You
it to
son of
annoy
a
us.
bitch.
I miss my Furby.
Yeah, no, don't
Tommy.
get any ideas.
His name was Tommy.
You named everything Tommy.
Back then I did. I loved the Rugrats.
Yeah.
I had a guinea
Tom.
pig named Tommy. My stuffed animals named
yeah,
Tommy.
the dog, and
Yeah.
then wait, no, Terry is the anteater.
Yeah, Terry's the Andy.
Close
I moved
enough.
on from Tommy.
He was like, "What's another one that's almost the same, but I just changed one letter, 2 letters."
So I have another story not related to this, but it's really related to Reddit, which obviously this whole podcast is.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this? When someone's pregnant, can you smell that they're pregnant?
I feel like I've read that that's true, but I don't think everyone can smell it. I think certain people can smell it.
So apparently there are a few Reddit posts saying one was a teacher saying people kept
Before she knew.
coming up to her saying she
Sorry, I
smells
cut
different or
ahead.
whatever, but it turned out a few days later she found out she was pregnant.
That's weird.
And
I feel like I've heard of animals like reacting a certain way too, like knowing something like
well,
that.
off the top of my head, before I read this, I would think hormones would produce different pheromones and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I know when you're in the period where you're creating,
Like luteal phase, like one of your phases of your.
yes, you
cycle,
probably give off more
follicular,
pheromones for men to catch on to.
Because it's biological, yeah.
So I mean, the Reddit things are anecdotal. We know that. Like I said, teachers reported students rubbing their stomachs or commenting on their scent before they knew they were pregnant.
I mean, they're closer to the womb than the grave, so maybe they have something on us.
Now, there hasn't been large-scale studies, but there was a small study where researchers tested whether body odor from pregnant women and ovulating women affected male perception. Odor samples from 5 pregnant women and 5 ovulating women were used. 18 heterosexual men rated female portraits while exposed to these scents.
Rated?
Yeah.
Like in attractiveness?
Attractiveness.
Weird.
And brain activity was monitored. Now, the ovulation odor increased perceived attractiveness and activated brain regions linked to reward and motivation. Pregnancy odor triggered brain areas associated with empathy and pro-social behavior.
So we just got to pump that through normal vents everywhere so
Yeah.
people treat women with respect.
And while people likely can't consciously smell pregnancy, subtle chemical signals may unconsciously influence behavior and perception. So maybe there is truth to these Reddit posts.
Well, like it seems like the person that posted the Reddit post seems to think that they can smell both death and pregnancy.
Yeah, well, Redditors be
Are
Redditors.
they a witch?
Now, I would say this. I continue to get your pregnancy tests. Don't have your husband
Yeah.
smell you for
I think we're
or
good,
boyfriend
honey.
or whatnot. You are pregnant.
Nope, you're not pregnant. We're good.
So you
Ay,
got
ay,
anything
ay.
else for us?
I mean, I have like an animal related story that I thought was kind of interesting. So, why do cats and dogs eat grass?
I always thought they ate grass because of digestive, their stomach was upset and it would make them throw up.
That's always what I thought too. So apparently cats and dogs can't digest grass well. They lack the gut bacteria to break it down. It's not usually from upset stomachs. Only 8% of pets were ill before eating grass in studies. Vomiting is common afterwards. 27 to 37% of cats did that, but pre-illness was rare. What I was also reading is that I guess they used to instinctively try to eat grass to expel parasites from their stomachs because it
Okay.
would make them throw up. It's not about hairballs. So long and short-haired cats ate grass at similar rates. Likely instinctual. Oh, so this is exactly what I just said. It's likely instinctual. Wild canids and felids eat grass, possibly to purge parasites. Nutrient craving theory is not true, or it's weak. So they say well-fed pets likely don't need it for vitamins, but they still were drawn to it. Some like to nibble it because it's curiosity. That's like Juniper. She'll bite anything you put in her
Yeah,
face.
makes sense.
It is generally safe, but obviously with pesticides and chemical treatment of outdoor areas, you have to be careful because that can cause other issues.
Interesting.
Yeah. I always thought it must mean that there's something wrong, their
Me
tummy
too.
hurts, and they need some. I thought it soothed their stomach. I didn't necessarily thought it made them throw up, but I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
One of my besties, her cat always wants to go outside to eat grass. He's like obsessed.
So I guess it's an instinctual, like you said. It
Yeah.
could be. I mean, they don't know for sure. I assume there's not many studies on this because why would you study healthy
Well, and that
dogs
would
and
make,
cats?
also make me wonder that like PetSmart has to know because they sell pet grass, cat grass.
That's true. But isn't it different or no?
It's different
Like
than
the
outside
grass?
grass. It's probably safer,
I
but
thought it was grass okay to eat, like a certain.
I
don't
mean, I
know.
think they're saying that this is okay to eat too, unless it's pesticide treated.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But that's interesting about the parasite. So maybe it is tied to way back when they needed to
But
eat
why would they
grass
think
to
they had a
expel.
parasite?
Maybe it's just second nature.
I guess.
You know, just
Because
eat
they
it
always had them.
like an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Like a scoop of grass.
yeah.
We're good.
Scoop of grass keeps the ass monster away.
Keeps the keeps the food in my ass. I don't know.
So we have one more. We got into AI a little bit with that little robot animal, but this is a serious case of a ChatGPT poisoning a guy into psychosis,
How?
which is based
Didn't
off a
feed
case
him.
study.
So he poisoned himself.
I guess we'll find out, right?
Okay, I guess
So
we'll
a
find out.
60-year-old man in Washington state developed acute psychosis after following health advice he claimed came from ChatGPT.
This is just as good as WebMD.
He arrived at the ER paranoid, believing his neighbor was poisoning him, and refused to drink water due to fear.
So he had rabies.
That's what it sounded like initially.
Right?
So within 24 hours of hospitalization, he experienced paranoia, auditory and visual hallucinations, escape attempts leading to involuntary psychiatric hold. Physical symptoms included extreme dehydration because he wouldn't drink, fatigue and insomnia, and skin issues. So apparently what happened was he adopted an extremely restrictive vegetarian diet, reportedly based on AI-generated advice. Doctors found multiple micronutrient deficiencies, and they were likely triggered both by his mental and physical breakdown.
Did it say how long he was following this diet?
It was a while. So what happened was he read that there was negative effects of sodium chloride or table salt to his health.
Yeah.
So what he tried to do was cut that out of his diet, like 100%.
I don't think that's possible, but
He substituted it with sodium bromide,
why?
and because that's what ChatGPT told him to do,
I,
which is good for pools,
yeah.
but not good for humans because it's poisonous. So he was poisoning himself based off of what ChatGPT
But
told
where
him.
did he order the sodium bromide that he didn't look at a fucking review? This guy shouldn't be able to purchase things.
Some people rely exactly what ChatGPT tells them to do. People assume that they know what they're talking about. It's based off of whatever they find
I mean,
online.
that's why I feel like these days now it gives you a warning that you shouldn't take these as medical advice, but these could be XYZ. Trust me, I have asked my fair share of times, like, oh, my arm hurts. What could be wrong?
Mhm. But
But I do not then seek treatment exclusively from Dr. ChatGPT.
well, yeah, you look it up more. You still use
you look
Google
at those conditions. Yeah.
and all types of other.
I would maybe read a review on a product before I just purchased it for consumption,
Mhm.
but that's just me.
Yeah, don't rely 100% on ChatGPT.
No,
it's
no,
still
no.
valuable. It's based off of humans
Yeah.
and what they put out on
Well,
the
and
internet.
it's taking collective information from the internet and then compiling it for you. So sometimes it's not accurate.
Yeah, and a lot of times it is. I'm not saying
Yes.
don't, but
Yes,
just
yes, yes.
double check
Don't
it.
like take the word for fact always.
Peer review it.
But that's with everything. Don't take your Facebook posts as fact.
Exactly. Yeah, please don't.
To be scrupulous.
That is less accurate than ChatGPT. Way less.
We can assure you.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it for my stories.
Okay, so what's our topic this week?
So our topic is.
You don't know?
Do you know?
Yeah.
What is our topic?
We're diving into like the restaurant server field. So it's going to be like various stories from restaurants, food service, etc. Whether it's a server, a hostess, chef, or whatever. I actually am not sure because I went a little.
Really?
I don't know. I started seeing sideways after a while looking through these stories.
Well, I appreciate that you did that.
It's all good. I show up for you people.
That
Do
she
you show up
does.
for me?
That
I'm
guy
going to take
does.
a sip. Are you reading first or am I reading first?
I guess I could read first.
Hi, Captain.
So this comes from r/tales from your server. Get the campfire going.
Hi.
Tales from the script.
Let's bring our bucket
There's no
of water.
campfire in that. That was.
No, you're thinking of Are You Afraid of the
yeah.
Dark?
All right. Nice guys always finish last. Unless they're eating at a restaurant. Story time. I work at a casual
That's kind of the concept.
I work at a casual hipster pub with a certain aesthetic. They're family owned.
Don't all hipsters pubs have a certain aesthetic?
Yeah, that's how they're hipster.
A mustache somewhere? If that was 2007, sorry.
We are family owned, and my bosses are very genuine people who give their trusted employees a lot of leeway.
That's a blessing.
It's a good boss.
Hopefully.
My bosses know we will give good service and do the right thing, but they do tell us that we don't take. If a customer is rude or abusive, we have every right to terminate service and ask them to leave.
Nice.
We serve a dinner menu from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. with more upscale items than most places around us. That draws a certain kind of clientele, but we firmly quit serving at 9. I have recently moved up and had decided to be cut at 8:30. Another table came in, and knowing I had some side work and other things to do, counting dry stock, etc., I volunteered to take this last table to make another hour of pay. Normal middle-aged couple ordered their entire meal immediately as I sat down.
That's nice, especially if it's close to closing.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but if a table tells me they would like to order the entire meal before they have drinks, I would assume they would like a more fast-paced experience and to receive their food quickly. Also, we were closing in 20 minutes and the kitchen was already breaking down. I got their drinks. Their salads came 2 to 3 minutes after. They ordered rare prime rib. I paced the prime so that it came out when their salads were almost pushed away. They had a bottle of wine, so no refills necessary. I did side work for about 40 minutes, leaving them be and occasionally passing by to make sure all was well and that the food was satisfactory. Finally, I was done with all my extra work, and they had only eaten half their plates. I sat around on my phone at the bar waiting for them to finish up for another 40 minutes, trying to be patient and let them enjoy at their own pace. Normally, I wouldn't have done this, but I wasn't in a hurry and I was feeling generous. This is way outside the norm for my restaurant. Usually, we will politely tell the guest we are expected to clock out, and they can see the bartender for further service. This is approved by our owners.
So that must be a bar then after the fact. What we used to do when I worked at Barnes & Noble Cafe is we would just start putting the chairs up around them.
Yeah, so they get the hint.
Get the hint. First of all, half of them were just sitting there reading and not purchasing any food, and they were just taking up the freaking tables.
Yeah, that's
so we would be like, okay, we're going to sweep around you. We're going to put up every other chair, and you're going to sit there like an a-hole next to all the cleaned up shit.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Additionally, both our owners were there at this time doing work and were standing a mere 2 feet from this table the entire time I was servicing them, which is valid later. I started to get antsy as it has been almost 2 hours since they came in.
I can't imagine being that disrespectful to a service worker,
No.
but I would be
You know
like very
the
self-conscious that I was close to the time, very thankful that they were
Right.
willing to accommodate me at that time.
We're always worried when we go to places
And
if
it's
we're
even an
close to-
hour within closing.
We don't go
Yeah.
if it's close. They finally pushed their main dish plates to the edge of the table, and I bust the table. I stopped, made eye contact, and smiled, and asked them if there was anything else they would like that evening. They said no. They were finished eating. I dropped the check off. I do another walkthrough to see if the bill was ready, and the lady calls me over. She says, "I have some critiques on your service." I reply, "Awesome. I'm always up for some constructive criticism." She proceeds to tell me that I won't be receiving a tip and that she had the worst service she's ever gotten. It's her husband's birthday. I didn't even presume to ask.
Why would you?
How dare I not know when her husband's birthday is?
Did you get him a card?
They were rushed during the over 2 hours they had been there, knowing they ordered their food as soon as they were sat. It was so rude of me not to offer dessert, which I did. I asked if they wanted to order anything else.
She wanted it for free.
Also, their husband is European, and they're very big on service in Europe. They don't tip there, do they?
They do not tip in Europe. I mean, some places, probably like resort towns that are like, when we went to Costa Rica, technically they probably don't tip. But
where
because we were
Americans
there-
go.
Yeah, exactly.
Lady, they don't even tip in Europe or do tip-based service. And that he was ashamed of my service.
I'm so glad he's taking your work so personally.
Seriously. They were business owners and would never employ someone as terrible as me. My boss is literally 2 feet from you. Why don't you just tell him that instead of me? They're not ready to leave and they don't want the bill.
We've been closed for 2 hours.
Yeah, are you serious?
These
I'm
people
making
are
an
scum.
accommodation for you
I mean,
here.
first of all, you didn't make a reservation for your husband's birthday, so you're kind of an a-hole too.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people ask, "Is there any special occasions?" But
Of
that's
course,
not the norm.
but that's when you make a reservation.
It's not the norm,
Not
though.
when you just walk in.
Right?
We're not going to be like, oh, you're coming in for dinner? Is it special occasion?
Yeah.
Now that you're coming 20 minutes before we close?
It must be your
You clearly
birthday.
planned.
Because people don't eat on days when it's not their birthday.
Truly.
People. Okay. I slowly back away, still smiling and patient as ever. I tell my bartender I'm done with this table. I'm no longer on the clock or liable for them, and she can handle their bill and take the tip, if there is one.
It doesn't seem like there's going to be one.
So she does. I get myself a stiff drink, and 10 minutes later, they're ready to go. They ended up leaving $5 on a $60 bill, and I tried to give it to my bartender. She wouldn't take it and left it in my purse, but the moral of the story is, don't lie, folks. If you had bad service, tell me, but tell the truth, and if you're going to stiff me, then have the balls to do it. If you don't tell me it's your birthday, I don't know. If you legit had a problem with my service, you didn't. Tell my owners so they can handle discipline. LOL.
Or like mention it sooner. You
Yeah.
don't wait until it's time to tip. That's clearly your cop out.
Or take care of you in some way I might not be able to do. That's why I tell the owners.
Yeah.
Don't complain because you came into a restaurant that is about to close. Don't complain because we weren't a chain where the customer is always right. Nice guys always finish last unless they're eating at my restaurant.
Those were not nice guys.
No.
I hate to break that to you. But yeah, no. Nice guys might finish last. No, these people finished pretty late. They
Yeah.
weren't nice.
Look, I have to say it's nice working for a restaurant where they value their employees so much that they
They let
give
you
them the
stand up for
benefit of the
yourself.
doubt. You know?
Yes.
Mm,
Because usually it's the opposite. Usually it's the customer's always right, even when they're pieces of shit.
exactly.
It's great.
That's so rude, man.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they probably already were planning on not tipping, and that's
Hmm
where that all.
They're just like, this is what we're
They're
going
like,
to
we
say
can
at
use
the
this as an
end.
excuse, so we don't seem like the jackasses.
He's European. He knows service, and we own a whatever business. I wouldn't hire you.
I'm surprised anyone want to work with
You
you.
don't own a business, lady. Okay.
Which one am I reading? So this one comes from r/Kitchen Confidential. An unexpected journey, or so long, and thanks to all the fish.
This is so it reminds
from
me
the
of,
movie.
I know. It reminds me of The Hobbit and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So this is the story of my first stage, which I'm not really sure what that means, but maybe that's a new restaurant that they opened. I guess we'll find out. I wrote this in reply to someone asking about their first stage, but I kind of got into it. Hope you do too, chef.
Oh, so maybe their first real job as a chef or in the food industry
I mean, we're gonna
after
find
they
out.
get.
My first stage, fresh out of cooking school, but with about 12 years of kitchen experience already under my belt, I was under an accomplished master chef at a restaurant I would call home for a bit over 5 years. Usually they start their stages on GM, but for some reason, possibly my experience, he threw me onto Rotis, the coal-powered grill station with a wood-burning rotisserie attachment, both keeping the coals alive and cooking whole chickens and prime ribs above. So it must be like a big hotel or something like that, or big restaurant, I guess. This night I would be cooking in-house cut ribeye.
Rabbi, I love it.
In-house cut ribeyes, strip loins, lamb sirloins, flat irons, bison steaks, salmon, halibut. I said it funny. Halibut, the occasional burger, grilled romaine, and naan bread on that grill, keeping the coals from getting too low and failing, which would mean refilling during a rush, a big no-no when there's food on the grill because igniting coal crackles and spits black particles in all directions, including in all the food. Or too high, which would char the lamb sirloins, ribeyes, and strip loins in the bad way, chef. I later learned that I hadn't burned my body with fire until I burned it with coal, but I didn't know that yet, chef.
Good char is always good for the skin.
Yikes. I started out confident in my skills, impressed that he expected I use the same 3-turn for grilling I learned in school, dressing burgers and grilling lettuce for the 4:30 crowd, not yet paying full attention, but still thinking everything was going great. First seating finally got its push, and I got a few flat irons and bison steaks on and off the grill, cooked properly under the watchful eye of my shadow trainer, and even managed to hit my stride, getting a couple of naans up and out of the way at the same time for firsts. Things were going well.
A lot
Then-
of food at this place, huh? A lot of different types of cuisines.
I don't know about different types of
Or a lot of
cuisines.
different meats.
I mean, it's not that many.
Oh, sounds like a lot.
You've looked at a restaurant menu before. They typically have multiple types
Doesn't
of meat.
have like bison.
They haven't mentioned
and
chicken.
Whatever.
So maybe it's like a Middle Eastern
Steakhouse?
restaurant or something.
Oh, okay.
Because lamb, I don't know, possibly. Then tragedy struck. The first pickups for mains were fish. 1 salmon, 1 halibut. I knew enough. I thought I'd be able to tell when halibut was done without having cooked a dense fish like halibut before. No, chef. written a little bit strangely. When one passes 2 items for the same table, they both have to be perfect at the same time. It mattered not that the salmon was right. The halibut to go with it was just rare in the middle when he wanted it a touch past medium rare, where the juices start to glisten and the fish changes from a pale gray to a warm pearl inside. His glare alone made me catch my breath, and I realized that I had been overconfident in my abilities, overzealous, and way too ambitious to cook fish on my own. Remake, heard, fired, sent. Next bill. Strip loins. 1 medium rare, 1 medium. I had cooked steaks before, but you know, the ones that are all the exact same shape and density, their fat caps never even seen or heard of. Never mind the varying marbling that comes from grass-fed beef from small-town Alberta ranchers. I pulled them from the cooler, seasoned and oiled them, and moved the coals over so they'd have a good sear, and I got ready to fire. It was fine until the first turn of the steak. I looked at the bottom, and the color was looking good. I turned both onto spots of similar heat and turned around to build a set for some burgers that were close.
Making me hungry.
Right?
Not gonna lie. Next time when we read restaurant stories, we should be eating while we do it.
I don't think people would enjoy the mouth sounds.
Nom 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 nom.
That was gross. Now, I didn't mention yet that this was not only an open kitchen, but that the rotisserie station had bar stools all around it, which on busy nights had 12 to 15 guests at all times. I looked up from my happy burger place to see the faces of my closest guests illuminate as their eyes stretched to the ceiling. Fire. I turned around and moved the strips off the hot spot, smelling their pungent, acrid odor and seeing dark, sour smoke marks along the fat caps that had rendered, in turn, causing the coals to get even hotter and ignite the grill and the meat.
Eesh.
Shit. Yeah, grease fire, not good.
Sounds like you're thrown right into the fire your first
Literally.
job, first
Yeah, I mean, they
day.
said that they don't normally get thrown into that job, so they definitely maybe overshot your skill set.
Working in a kitchen is very, very stressful. I can
High
imagine.
stress, high stakes. I mean, if the customer's always right, definitely not fun. So embarrassed, I collected myself and told him, refiring 22, chef, and I thought he was going to hit me. The whites of his eyes were all I could see in that moment because if I met his gaze, I felt I could melt. It felt safer returning to my grill and standing next to the 1100 degrees of ignited coal than bearing that shame. Well, get it on then. Yes, chef. Heard, chef. Firing now. You mean refiring now. Ooh, snap. The question, that awkward sense of seeming completely rhetorical, but also somehow more, made my ears ring as though he had hit me. He was staring through me as though expecting an answer, but at the same time, daring me to speak. Yes, chef, was all I knew how to say. Steaks fired. Trainer still MIA. Turned out he was firing more chickens for the rotisserie, and I also now needed to build up the fire with birch so the birds would get all crispy skin before reducing the temp with cherry wood.
So we should use birch and cherry wood to cook our chicken.
I mean, I know like certain wood impart certain flavor, so I guess we don't have a wood-fired stove or oven.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had to do that with the fire, all while cooking this refire. Orders were now piling in. First seating was in full swing, and our firsts from the early stages of second seating were still starting to be taken, meaning I'd soon need more steaks on the grill so they could rest. I had to fight my senses now, leaving my strips just a little longer on the first turn, watching for flare-ups on the second, and by the time I had my medium rare almost ready, I had the medium one off and resting. I pulled the medium rare as well, and chef came over and showed me how to rub them down on both sides with cold butter to arrest the rushed cook. No compliment, no acknowledgement, save a nod that I could go on next. I mean, you can't expect to have your back pat everything you do in a restaurant.
Not until the night's over. If you get one.
Not
if you
in
get
general
one.
in a restaurant industry. That's just not reality.
I'm just
and
saying
should know that
if
after
you
12
do
years.
get one, it's not going to be on the spot because
It's going to be if you had a successful evening.
It's too much going on to worry about
and
your
you
feelings.
just fucked up 2 things back to back.
Yeah.
So I got 2 more strips, a bill or 2 after that, cooking them accurately, but missing the rendering of the cat fat during the cook, while where leaving them on their side to render properly would have made overcooking inevitable. And I'll never forget this moment. He brought my trainer back on the line to cover me and called me back behind the rotisserie. Do you have a learning disability or something? Yes, chef. Well, no, chef, but I might be a slow learner when it comes to this, chef. Get the strip loins into your seasoning pan immediately so they warm up to room temperature. Don't over-oil them. Look at the side. What is that made of? Fat, chef. Yes, fat. Do you know what each of these strips costs me? About what you make in an hour. Do you have 4 hours to pay me back? No, chef. Then don't burn anymore. Yes, chef.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm getting stressed. I got back out there, miserable and defeated. We finished service, a touch over 450 covers, in a meat-heavy restaurant. My first service in the books. We flipped, stocked, and smoked, as is tradition. As I was wrapping my knife roll up and getting ready to wrap the station for the night, my trainer came over with a big piece of focaccia. He split it horizontally, dunked the pieces in the resting tray, and threw them down on the hot part of the grill to blacken and burn. He took them off and offered me one, and we both munched, staring into the black abyss of the rotisserie. I've been working for a chef for years, and I've never seen him cut someone up like that on the first day. He must really like you. He gave me a knowing smile because he already somehow knew I'd be back. Good job tonight. Thanks, Mike. And I would. Chef called me the next morning and asked if I would be interested in coming in to work dinner. Yes, chef. Well, everybody around here usually comes in at least an hour early, unpaid, but that's another story. So I'll see you at 1:30. Yes, chef. See you then. It's been 25 years since I started cooking professionally. I worked my last day in a kitchen a couple months ago. I hated every minute, but I have never found any other work that made me satisfied and angry at the same time. Good riddance and best wishes, chef. And Mike, thanks for showing me the real heart of the industry, you big freight train of a man. Bye, chef. See you tomorrow.
Okay, that was nerve-wracking for me.
That was nerve-wracking, and because I don't work in a restaurant, I was like, what are they saying?
Yeah.
It took me a minute.
Well, you did well.
I did okay.
You did medium well.
I did medium rare.
That was, yeah, I couldn't imagine.
I'm stressed. I'm shaking.
Like I know of jobs that have just stressed you the hell out, but to be
Some people thrive in that chaos, though.
I know. Yeah, it gets your adrenaline going and you feel
And
accomplished.
then you become
after
addicted to it, I'm sure.
After you survive the day, you feel accomplished and you're like, I want more of that, you know.
Yeah.
You feel alive, I
Well,
guess.
you probably feel like a huge sense of accomplishment, especially when you feel like you have something to prove when there is a chef that's of like a higher stature that you're,
Right.
trying to impress.
And I'm sure the chefs know that your first day you're not going to do great. You're kind of stepping into a high like pressure situation. You might get a taste of that in school maybe, but there's nothing like it being on the line. Not like I know, but I've
Sure.
seen shows.
Whatever you say.
But you can't prepare yourself for that. It's like and this is a high stress job. I'm just saying any job you could be trained for months, but you're not prepared until you really start doing it.
Until you really are doing the job,
Yeah.
100%.
And they recognize that, but he recognized that the cook or the chef recognized that in his own way by kind of busting his balls and making him crap his pants.
Yeah, I mean, he's making him sweat it out.
Mhm.
You gotta give him a little bit of something.
Yeah. All right. So you ready for the next story?
I'm as ready as I can be.
This one comes from r/Kitchen Confidential.
Guess we gotta type.
Ever get a customer like this before? Long story.
Oh boy.
Okay. So I know that this isn't uncommon and worse people are out there, but this made my staff, other guests, and myself have a good laugh for a couple of hours. We had a brunch the other day, and we were really only open to them for a private event.
Sometimes that's good because you have like a big table and you usually get a decent tip because one person's like tipping the percentage for everybody because they're hosting the party.
That's true. So we get all the food out and everything is good. Take a nice little break and grab some food while everyone else is eating. Just about to sit down and enjoy my food. It's still hot. And turn around and there's a guy sitting down at the bar talking to my bartender. I figure no big deal. The bartender will take care of him and let him know we don't have the whole kitchen open yet as things aren't turned on for the dinner service. I go out to the bar to snoop a little and grab a soda for my lunch when I hear the bartender say, "Oh, here's the chef if you'd like to talk to him." Yep.
Bro.
Yep, he throws me to the wolves. A little backstory that I got later was that the guest came in and sat down asking for a menu and commented on the type of food, then asked my bartender where I was from and my background. Bartender tells him that he's new and he thinks I'm a local. Guest tells him, no, I mean, like, what is his background? This is where I came out. Customer, oh good, you're the chef. I would like to order the marinara pasta without any cheese or cream because I'm a vegan. Me, okay, we can do that, but the marinara does have a little sugar in it from the H&C that isn't vegan.
What's that mean? I didn't know sugar could not be vegan.
Sugar in marinara? Is that some kind of American thing?
No, that's very common.
I've never heard of anyone putting sugar in marinara before in my life.
I think they do it to cut the acidity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's common.
It is.
Two
Italian.
Yeah. Two other guests overhearing this. It's to tame down the acidity and so you don't get heartburn. Everyone
Here's your yes chef over here.
everyone knows that. Customer, Oh, I don't get heartburn from it ever. Probably because there's sugar in it, dumb. Me? Nope, not an American thing. I learned that from a little old Italian lady growing up in cooking. Customer. Okay, well then I won't get that. Do you have anything else that's vegan? Me. Sure do. We have a hummus plate, we have salads, etc. Customer. Why do you have hummus in an Italian restaurant? Me. Because we aren't an Italian restaurant. We're a Mediterranean restaurant.
Mediterranean.
We're a Mediterranean restaurant. Customer. Okay, well that's a hummus plate. $16 is a lot more than a pasta. $11 that I was going to get.
This kind of reminds me of when we went to Virginia on vacation and we were vegetarians.
Yeah.
We went to a nice restaurant and they didn't have anything on the menu, but they did make something for us.
Yeah,
that was
it was
really
nice of
good.
them.
Hummus.
Me? Yep, because it's a share plate, but we could do half a size if you want. Customer, no, I don't want all of that. I'll do the pasta with sauteed garlic. Do you know how to saute garlic? Everyone in the place turns and gives a chuckle to that question like it's a hard thing to do. Me? I sure hope I can or I'll probably be fired. Customer? Okay, I'll take the pasta and olive oil with sauteed garlic, basil on the side so I can top the pasta. I like my pasta cooked before it gets to al dente. Not too much olive oil.
Before al dente?
Yeah.
That's crunchy.
Not too much olive oil. Like, don't give me too much. Does that come with bread and butter? Me? No, it doesn't come with bread and butter, and we don't have vegan bread or butter. Customer, you don't have vegan bread? You just take the bread that you have and don't add egg to it.
I don't think there's egg in bread all the time, most of the time.
Me, that's not how breads are made, and even if I could make you fresh bread, that would take a couple of hours. Plus, we don't have any dough left to bake. Customer, gives me a look like I'm just being lazy in size. Okay. Me, okay, cool. Would you like some wine mixed in with the pasta for some flavor?
I've literally never heard of this where you like create your own menu item.
Customer, no. Wine only dilutes the flavor of things and you don't get the full taste of it.
Red wine also is not vegan.
Could you hurry that up? I'm really hungry and don't want to wait too long. How many other orders are in front of me? Me, shocked at this. Okay, man, I'll get that for you. None, because we really aren't open yet. Go back, saute the garlic in oil, and toss in the pasta that's already par-cooked on my line, because who doesn't do this and cook pasta to order? I call the bartender over and give it to him. Customer asks the bartender for port wine with his meal, and then complains that the bartender poured too much into his glass.
What? But also red wine typically, I mean, the filtration sometimes is not vegan. So a lot of people don't drink red wine when they're vegan.
This guy is like a fake vegan.
Yeah.
I knew this guy was going to be a complainer, but he ate all the pasta and said it was good. He even said he would come back again the next week, as this was going to be his favorite spot.
Oh boy.
Please don't. We didn't tell him that we aren't usually open for brunch, but I'm sure hoping he'll find out the hard way. I went back to my office to finish my food that was now cold.
Damn.
And they're making an accommodation for him because they weren't serving anything.
Yeah, they
yet.
weren't even open and he made food. I mean, he was very, very kind to that person.
Yeah.
I would have been like, sir, we're not open
Be
yet.
like, are you kidding?
You want to leave?
After
There's the
giving me a
door.
hard time of like, no, I
Telling
don't
me how
want
to
that.
cook like I'm an
I
idiot.
don't want that. Make this for me. Oh, that's too much.
I mean, I don't know. It's from 4 years ago, so it's not like there were no vegan restaurants back then. Maybe like 15 years ago it would have been a lot harder to find some vegan food. But
That was during the pandemic, wasn't it?
4 years ago? Yeah, probably.
August 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the end, or I don't know. When did it really end?
I don't know. All right.
Oh,
You ready
boy.
for the next
I
one?
think we're ready for the next one. This
Okay.
one also, I guess this whole episode is going to be like Kitchen Confidential. I'm pretty sure all the stories were from there.
I think one wasn't. One was
So
from...
what is the topic of this? Can you scroll up for me? Because I have the story queued.
The first one was from Tales from your server.
Okay, so one was not a Kitchen Confidential. So this is, I guess, about horrible workplace experiences. So this is one of the comments under that thread. So a little late, but here's a story of mine. Read if you will.
I won't.
Part 1. Everyone in the U.S. loves Chick-fil-A.
Wait, I have to stop you there. Chick-fil-A is okay.
Chick-fil-A is okay, and they hate gay people, so f them.
I think the CEO does. I'm not sure about the chain, but...
I mean, the things that their company supports is not really what I support, but I do like
yeah,
Chick-fil-A
but we
sauce.
still buy it, so...
I know.
I have to say that compared to years ago, it doesn't taste the same. I heard they changed their chicken recently.
The quality's gone downhill. Their waffle fries aren't as good either.
It just is not as tasty as it once was.
Yeah.
It's not as good as other restaurants,
So like
fast food restaurants.
going through like my health journey, I try to find things that I can get when I'm out that are not terrible for you. And they do have like this cool wrap that's on like lavash bread, which is like high in fiber, higher in protein. So that's something I enjoy getting, like when you're out and about and you don't know where to get something that's not for you. But yeah, it's been really hit or miss.
Isn't Panera not horrible for you too?
Certain things in Panera are not horrible for you.
I mean,
But
Panera's okay.
Depends on what's accessible.
Yeah. I mean, I would prefer even Quick Check over Chick-fil-A.
I mean, Quick Check is gross, but that's just you.
It's tastier though because of all the chemicals.
Oil and butter and
the
everything
chemicals.
else.
I'm a chemicalista.
I'm sure Chick-fil-A uses plenty of chemicals.
Not enough.
Okay, so they're saying everyone in the U.S. loves Chick-fil-A.
Not everybody.
Not true.
Well, this was 6 years ago, so it was much
False.
better back then.
Yeah, maybe. The food is delicious. The hospitality is top notch. The lines in the drive-thru are always long, but almost always mind-blowingly fast.
Yeah, because they usually have that person
They
halfway
usually
through the
have
line.
2 lines
Yeah.
for a
But
drive-thru
isn't there
at least.
someone with a
And
tablet?
but I don't understand how that necessarily helps because they're still waiting in a line after that.
I think it just makes it seem like it's going faster because you get.
I mean,
the order
honestly, they
quicker.
could have a row of people parking where someone just comes out and takes their order with a tablet.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, I don't know why they would
But
do
you
that.
still have to go up to the window.
No, they can bring it out to your car.
Yeah, but
They do
that's-
at Wendy's
that's
because nothing's ever
more.
made.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, continuing. I remember the hiring process like it was yesterday. I came in for a little shindig of a group interview supplied with colored paper.
Colored paper.
Colored paper. I remember the hiring price. I remember the hiring. Okay, we're going to get this done now. I remember the hiring process like it was yesterday. I came in for a little shindig of a group interview, supplied with colored paper and markers and cow plushies and all. That's
kinda
not
cool.
a proper sentence, but okay. I was so excited to work there because it meant I would be making $12 an hour, which was the most I had ever made so far in a job. I would be guaranteed full-time hours and free meals. So of course I brought my A game with me to the interview. All smiles, passion in my descriptions about myself, and confidence in what I can bring as an employee. I stood in front of 3 directors and sold myself to them on why I would be a great employee for Chick-fil-A. The same day, this particular director, I will claw at later, had me stay back after everyone had left and gave me the job. That same day, I was the only one hired out of a group of 7 other people.
Wow.
That's got to be a
Testament to who you are.
nice confidence boost. Needless to say, I was beaming and I couldn't wait to start my new job any longer. In my head, I thought everything was going to be perfect. I need to get this out. I remember asking him about the turnover rate and if it was high. He basically lied to me saying it wasn't, but of course, in the beginning of it all, I believed him. And it would only be later in my employment that I started noticing employees dropping like petals on trees. I double-checked the starting pay. He confirmed it was $12 an hour. I was sold, got my orientation date and all. Came in for orientation and was met with a tiny 20-something-year-old woman who brought a gallon of water with her to work every day and simply was too good for everything on the menu other than the market salad. Okay, whatever, lady. Do you? She threw me a couple videos to watch, handed me nothing but fake smiles, and came off as very, when will this be over? I do this so much. She even blatantly told me how much she didn't care for CFA when she got hired, but then magically somehow got hired into the position she was currently in after only being there for a year. Okay, mentally noted. Let me tell you, this girl hardly acknowledged me after our orientation session. She hardly acknowledged anyone unless they were upper management. I'm not even exaggerating. You would only ever find her sitting at a table on her laptop or in her office. A few weeks into work, I started realizing that the Chick-fil-A in the town that I had worked for was and still is under toxic and disgusting management. It was hands down the worst job experience I have ever had throughout my history of jobs so far. The store that I worked for was terrible in terms of treatment to its employees. This particular store is run by an older woman, her husband, and her son. And all the other directors were older men with gray and white hairs who didn't have the slightest concern for their employees' needs, unless you were a favorite. In fact, one of them in particular was notorious for being the biggest cunty man baby with a side of creep that everyone wished they didn't meet. That's a mouthful.
Okay.
We will refer to him as man baby. Love that. I remember overhearing the closing director, a female who everyone loved due to how chill she was, talking about how she recorded a conversation she had with man baby and how an actual customer/guest was involved in the conversation and not in a good way. I didn't get to hear the conversation through her recording in its entirety, but it was definitely something about how she was getting rudely criticized by man baby, and a customer overheard, stepped in and said to man baby, I run a business of over 1,000 employees and I would never talk to them the way you talk to yours.
Wow.
Finally, I get my own taste of how this dude is.
Man, good for that customer to step in, seeing
Yeah.
a wrong and try to right it.
Especially if they're berating one of their coworkers or one of their colleague, one of their associates.
Right.
That's the right word, associate.
People are doing this to make ends meet. They don't deserve from you if they're doing
They
a good
have
job.
to be here. They do not want to be
Right.
here.
You're not like the king of the castle.
My first nuisance of an encounter with the director was when the man baby one watched me walk into the store, called me over to where he was sitting. I'm thinking I'm about to get some kudos for my work performance or something. Instead, he says the exact words, "Hey, I saw you walking over here and I noticed your pants were very short. Not sure how they're fitting in other places, but you should really talk to someone about getting them sized differently." Needless to say, I felt very weirded out after that. He really didn't need to say what I wrote in bold. Didn't want to take $40 out of my paycheck for another pair of work pants due to getting situated in my apartment and needing every ounce of change, so I ignored it.
Wait, so he's talked to someone to get them sized differently? I get paid $12 an hour. I don't have my own tailor.
Oh, I mean, like when I worked at Panera, like they issued the shirts. If you want me to wear something specific to work, then you can provide it.
I forgot they're wearing uniforms. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, maybe. But she's saying they were going to charge her $40 for the pants out of her paycheck. So why would she want to do that? If they're making you wear something specific, maybe it's not suited to your body type. Because
Right.
it's when I was in Catholic school and the uniforms, like I have wider hips. They did not sit on me the way that they sat on someone who was maybe more petite.
Right. Why would that be up to her to pay for it? That's
Exactly.
the company's
That's
error.
like their policy. So another time I dealt with the same director when I had just clocked in. I got sent to bag on drive-through, even though I was still new to it and not that good at it in terms of keeping up with the pace and calling back to the kitchen on what I needed. He was bagging as well, and the whole time the dude is like moaning to his employees, like no motivation or reassurance in his words, just barking at people. I'm trying to read which order we are on because I'm immediately overwhelmed by this intense screen of long orders, and I still haven't quite figured out which order I needed to work on. I grab a bag and start bagging what I can, waiting on things to come out of the chute. Dude is asking me, not understanding that I just got thrown onto the drive-thru, and he's like, "What do you need?" I literally do not answer this kid, and I just do what I can. No one will get even a word or a look out of me if they speak to me the way he did, in the tone that he did. I didn't care that he was the director. Instead, I'm asking my coworkers closest to me what I need, what's at what window, this and that, and the third. We then have an issue where someone got the wrong order, so they hand it back to me. Dude just throws the bag he's holding down and cries, "Jesus Christ." Then he walks away from bagging. I'm not kidding. A fine example of how a director should be and act. Now I understand that it's peak hours right now. Business is hectic and we were all trying to meet our goals, being on time. And in a perfect world, that would happen every time. But unfortunately, this world is far from perfect. And it's as if these directors would rather not understand that and work on making it just a little bit more perfect one step at a time. Instead, they just bark at people for not being perfect already, which in return create a terribly unhealthy work environment where employees end up hating their workplace. The whole time after he walks off, my coworkers are trying to calm me down as if I'm affected by his words and actions. I go, "It's okay. I'm leaving anyways. Ha, fuck this company and everything it stands for." I'm starting to get fed up at this point. I mean, I guess that's the entirety of the story, but yeah, that company.
Yeah, like as a manager or director.
You're supposed to lead by example. Oh, I guess there's more. My bad. I didn't see that. I
That's
guess there was a
fine.
character limit. I apologize. Okay, so continuing. The final encounter I had with the director that sent me off on my decision to leave was one who hired me. When I started at Chick-fil-A, I was without a car, but thought, no problem, I'll just take Lyft rides home every night that I close, without knowing I'd be scheduled to close every single night. After realizing Lyft rides were costing me $80 every week, almost the equivalent of financing a couple-year-old brand new car without insurance, I told this director that I needed to budget my finances correctly and rely on the bus to get me to and from work, because the bus was only $3 to and from versus $15 to and from work. That's pretty cheap for Uber. You could probably walk if it's that close.
But
Just kidding.
you're basically, if you're doing the Lyft, you're basically paying 2 hours of what you made that day.
Yeah,
just
you're
for
eating your
transportation.
paycheck. I put in the availability request twice and got declined once with a comment written under it. "You were hired for nights." Man baby said no. And then the second, it was just flat out no. I then proceeded to explain to the director that hired me my situation politely through text, begging for his understanding. I got a reply 3 minutes later asking, "Who is this?" "This is blank, my name." "Red." Guess not replied. I was enraged. This left me on red like a one-night stand the morning after. I was pissed. I went to work the next day fuming. I asked my closing director, the one everyone loved, to please speak with them about my situation because I'm going broke and I'm not walking home every night for 2 hours. I'm just not going to do it when I have a fucking city bus that can take me home every night at 8 p.m. The buses here do not run for 24 hours. They do their last run at 8 p.m. and then they're through for the night. My other closing lead then butted in and said that she would take me home every night because I make a good closer. I reluctantly accepted the offer. It's still a fucking burden to have someone take you home every night of the week when you can barely even offer to pay them. My boyfriend was out of work at the time that this was going down, so I was having to cover everything he lacked while he was just getting hired at another job. I was just getting started on high rent, utility bills, phone bills, and a credit card bill. I'm only 21. Life is kind of still being made from scratch for me. I didn't get handouts as a kid. A few weeks go by, and I wrote in my 2 weeks notice very nicely and well written, wishing them all well, even though they probably deserve some kind of torture. I'm still highly upset about the situation. Any other time I wasn't dealing with that treatment from my bosses, I would deal with teenage mean girls as coworkers. I mean, stank attitudes. They would weasel their way out of doing tasks and get away with it, and moaning as much as the man baby did. I can usually deal with girls younger than me being brats, and I have no problem putting in their place with how they talk to me. But with the director, the people I'm supposed to trust and seek for guidance? Nope. I didn't even finish the 2 weeks. I was underappreciated and used, and I simply refused to work in a setting like that. To be very honest, I hope Chick-fil-A goes out of business or gets completely rebranded. I will never work for that company or any other like it again.
Ooh, I mean, she didn't get her wish. This was 7 years ago, so.
I mean, not to sound like but like when you're hired to be a closer, that's kind of what you sign up for.
You kind of usually know the time that you're working.
Yeah. And maybe you could have sought out a role at a different Chick-fil-A that was not a closing shift, or asked them if they had opening for a non-closing shift.
Right.
So when the opportunity came up, you could try to transition to that, because you're right. You're eating a lot of your paycheck just getting to and from work. That's like the basic necessity. And Chick-fil-A is probably open till 9.
Yeah, well,
at least you were off on Sundays.
I think. Well, she was young and she was starry-eyed about a new job that paid a lot of money in her eyes.
I mean, $12 an hour is like at least $5 more an hour than what I made when I first started out in the work industry.
Yeah,
so
me too. Well, did you get work on tips?
When I first started at Panera, no. I mean, they really were allowed to tip us. They might have had tip jars, but I think it went more to the line than to us.
Okay, but
I don't recall.
Yeah, so she didn't plan for what it would entail to get to and from work and all the logistics, but that there's no excuse to treat your employees like this.
No.
You're supposed to give... You're supposed
to lead by example as like a manager.
You're supposed to show that you have pride in your work, that you're willing to help people. You're not going to get on a new person's case for not doing
this
the best job you could do.
And they're doing well. So like, do you really want to piss them off, have them leave, and then you have to bring someone in who's like a total...
But she wasn't used to doing the bagging. Yeah. That was her first day doing that. And he was being
I mean, he probably wasn't aware, because he didn't seem like he was pretty aware of anything, but
he seems like he hated his life as well. He just was taking it out on everyone else and hates his, yeah. But yeah, you gotta give your employees motivation, you know.
Well, and make them feel supported. You don't want everybody to leave. The high turnover rate reflects on you as a manager as well.
Yeah. After a while, you should be like, "What am I doing wrong? Why can't we retain people? What's going wrong here?
What's the missing piece?"
That's a lot of money training people.
Yeah, it is. Well, and a lot of time, like, because typically when they're going through training, they're not useful to you.
Right. But I think it's more so who's above this director. They're not seeing a problem here that they're losing so many people so quickly. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's something that needs to be investigated internally.
Yeah. But anyways, that's a rotten gig. I'm glad you got out. I hope you found a better job.
Hopefully you found a new line of work.
I hope your boyfriend, his job went well as well.
Or maybe
you
left
started
him.
His new job.
Or you left him.
Or that.
It's been 7 years.
Yeah, it stinks. So is that it for the stories?
That's it for the stories, I think, right?
I think so. So what do you have as a distraction of the week?
What is my distraction this week? I mean, I finally did that photo shoot the other day.
Oh yeah, how'd that
was
go?
Fun. I mean, I got to meet some new people. I think the makeup came out good. I can't wait to see the actual pictures when she's done with them. But yeah,
that's exciting.
I mean, maybe when carrying all my shit in, because I was going to like an art studio. It was like a collective studio that just kind of had like a bunch of doors that people unlocked as they want, and they have their private space in there. And I was carrying all my shit in for like my makeup kit. I had to bring a table and a chair because she didn't have an actual studio. It's like just a blank space pretty much. So while I was maneuvering, I somehow my arm up, because there's never a dull moment. Last week I couldn't turn my head, and now it's this.
We're just
this is
apart.
Close to middle age. Yeah,
falling apart.
Anything else? I'm sure there's more. I just brain dead.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
I mean, I was off this week, which was nice, but
you work tomorrow, right? Oof. Don't think about it.
Back to life, back to reality.
We have a few more hours of freedom.
We got food from a place in our town today.
Yeah.
So the food was really good, but I found like a layer of fuzz on the bread. It wasn't mold. It was like literally like fuzz. Like it looked like, like when people do like spider webs, like that cotton fabric. Yeah. It was all over the bread. So I'm like, I can't eat this. I want to eat this.
Someone wiped it with a linty rag.
Like maybe they're like, oh, this piece is still good. Let me just brush it off. So yeah.
That was fun.
I don't know if I'll be giving them another
It
opportunity.
looked really good too. That's the
Yeah,
sad
I took a
part.
bite of it before I realized
Yeah.
it tasted good.
It was the lint that.
And I was like,
added
"Can I
extra
pull this
flavor.
lint off?" But like, what is the lint? I don't
Yeah.
know. Was it wiped on someone's shirt? That's fucking gross. Yeah,
No,
I don't know. I reached out to them. Hopefully, they make it right.
Somehow, give us free bread.
I don't care.
Free
I don't
toast.
know. I don't know what you really do for the toast being off, but I also found another hair. So, and like I didn't immediately leave a review, so hopefully they are not about it.
Do you want to give them the benefit of the doubt?
I enjoyed what I was able to consume.
See if they make it right. It could have been an off day for someone. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That shouldn't happen.
It was also towards the end of the
Yeah.
service, so maybe it was my fault, but probably not.
I don't know. So my distraction, I didn't stream this weekend. I didn't really have time. I was
Sorry.
exhausted as well. But I've been reading a lot about different animals and history and stuff. I sent you an article earlier
Yeah.
about this. Oh, sorry, I'm really close to the microphone.
Not that close.
So I was reading about this extinct animal that was on the Falkland Islands, and
Which is what, near Argentina or something?
that was near like Australia.
No, it wasn't, because I saw Australis and I looked it up earlier. It's near Spain, I think, or something like that.
South America.
South America. Maybe I was right. Maybe it was near Argentina, because I remember looking it up
Yeah.
earlier today.
So Falkland Islands in South America. Way back, there used to be this canine-like creature. It wasn't a wolf, but it was sort of like a fox-wolf mix. It was so friendly that it would come up to the settlers. Like when they were rowing to shore or whatnot, it would actually swim out to these settlers to kind of, because it was curious. And there's no other predators on the island, so they're used to having a free run of the island.
And probably being invincible.
Yeah. And sadly, as the way of the dodos,
As humans do.
the humans kind of annihilated the whole population because they were so easy to kill.
When it wasn't even like they were using them for food. Like I was reading the article he sent, and they were just like luring them with one hand and holding a knife with the other hand. So
Yeah.
like, oh, let's
And
kill whatever
they
this
thought it was
is.
amusing, and then after a while, they're like, "Nah, we need to kill these animals because they might eat our sheep or whatnot." I would put a fence up.
So gross.
I'm not sick of it. I'm
Humans. I'm sick of humans.
It's sad to read the history of things like that, and maybe they didn't realize the nature of their actions, but that's just vile and disgusting. You
Well,
should
like, didn't they
respect
say-
life.
I mean, it was when
No, it was
Charles
Darwin.
Darwin was
Yeah.
exploring, and like I don't know, it seemed like he had some kind of reverence for animals.
No, he said, I think it was like 20 years earlier he went there and he was like, these animals are gonna go extinct because they're so friendly and
Yeah.
they don't have any defense mechanisms against.
Well,
They're
yeah,
not
because they don't
fearful.
have a predator. Why
Right.
would they? There's nothing to be fearful of until humans show
Yeah,
up.
and then the dodos the same way. They weren't fearful and they would come to help their fellow dodos
When they were hurt.
Same
yeah,
thing
or
with
trapped.
the Carolina parakeet, which is now, it was like the only colorful bird in the U.S. they used to fly to their injured brethren and investigate, and it was sad. And
Very
hunters
sad.
kind of did their thing.
But it's like it's just. I mean, not that I would feel better that they were eating it, but at least if they were eating it, they were using it. But they're just kind of just killing it.
Yeah, but I read an
Disgusting.
interesting article about animals that are still alive, which are rhinos. I think it was the black rhinos. So they're trying this new thing where they're implanting their horns, which are used in Eastern medicine, traditional, that it doesn't
Not
actually
real
do
medicine,
anything. Yeah, it doesn't actually do
It's-
anything,
yeah.
but they think it does, and it's a sign of wealth as well. Same with shark fins, which is sad in itself. But
Well, they kill these animals just for the horn or for the fin.
yeah, but what they're doing is they're implanting their horns with radioactive material. It's small enough where it doesn't affect the animal, but it's enough where they can't get it through any customs or anywhere. They can't
Good.
ship it because
But then it's already dead.
well, this is to they might kill one. They're like, oh shoot, we don't know which horns have this, and after a while they're like, this is not lucrative because we can't ship them, we can't do anything.
Well, yeah,
with
and they're
these.
sending someone out there to do all the work, and they're not getting any profit out of it.
So they think it might actually help in the future with the illegal animal trade, and I think the black rhino numbers are going up,
That's
like little
good.
by little, but the rest of the rhino populations, like weight and stuff, are going down from poaching. I hope that like things like AI help in this instance, where it
You can
gives
think
us
of new
solutions
ways. Yeah.
to combat people like this. I hope we
Well, it's
do
like 'cause
better.
they'll tag them, and they'll be in a protected sanctuary, and there's still people poaching. So
Yeah, well, like in Africa, they don't have the resources to really monitor a whole area and actually protect them
Yeah.
fully against poachers. And people are so poor, they're going to do it and take the chance of killing these animals. But like I said, I hope AI helps in this
Yeah,
instance.
I mean, yeah, let's do some good.
Yeah, I think it will. But anyways, that's a depressing note. I'm sorry
Yeah,
about
just
that.
a little
But I
bit.
thought it was interesting. It's good to know history, whether it's good or bad. You know.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything else.
All right. So
So we really appreciate you tuning in this week.
yes, we do.
We would love it if you would leave us a review. Follow us on our social media.
Please.
Gary's going to read those off for you.
You can follow us on Instagram at Need Not Apply Pod, TikTok Need Not Apply Pod, YouTube Need Not Apply Podcast, and you could submit your stories to
Need not apply pod at gmail.com
for a chance to be featured on a future episode
of Need Not Apply.
every Wednesday at 5 a.m.
So thanks for tuning in this week.
Yes,
We're
we appreciate
excited
you.
What's coming next week? We still haven't decided our topic, so
Yeah.
maybe you can leave us a suggestion
Please do.
in a comment
Or-
or, let us know you're out there.
Yeah, write in your stories. We can read that instead.
Please. We don't want to
Please.
read Reddit stories anymore. These people can't write for shit.
Some of them can't. But
Some of them really can't. Some of them are just a little hard to follow because I think it's, part of a community where people understand what they're saying, but
Well,
I am not a part of that community.
also, a lot are stream of consciousness where they don't proofread or.
Yes. Yeah.
Check
We
the
came
grammar
across a
and
lot of
everything.
those. I went through stories for like a half hour and I was like, I can't do any of these. So, again, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Yes.
All of you out there.
Every single one of
All
you.
3 of you.
We love you. Your family.
Hey, take it easy.
It's Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
But we don't give out free breadsticks. I'm
no,
sorry.
breadsticks are just for us.
I said breadsticks.
You did.
All right. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you on the flip side.
He's changing up his tagline now.
I'll see you at the water cooler.
Don't forget to punch out.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was weird.
Tune in for tales from the 9 to 5. Some will lift you up, some might